today.
Doing another pop quiz.
We're stacking them up, so we've got enough content to keep pleasuring you for all the Mondays to come.
Yeah. All right.
We just watched a wedding.
I got teary-eyed.
We watched a wedding.
Shout out Azumi and Chris.
Mm-hmm. We watched a wedding on, it wasn't Zoom.
It was like a live stream. It was very sweet.
Mm.
All right, shall we start?
Yeah.
Welcome to Fuck You, I'm Smarter, the comedy game show where we compete with the guests to be crowned the smartest person in the room Zoom.
And here we are in the room Zoom.
Happy Pop Quiz Day.
Happy Pop Quiz Day.
Happy Pop Quiz Day.
Happy Poop Quiz. Oh, not a poop quiz. Sorry.
Not a poop quiz.
Not this week.
But a pop quiz. And on days like this, we typically don't have guests, but we do have drinks.
Yes, we do. Lindsay, what are we drinking today?
Let's see if we can hear it clink. There we go.
It's a beautiful sound. This is a mezcal Negroni.
It's gorgeous. Thank you for making it.
Mm-hmm.
It really, when I drink, I get a little loosey-goosey.
Yeah, me too.
So it's gonna
My words get a little loosey-goosey too, so we'll see. Hopefully we won't be slurring.
No, I hope not.
Slurring and purring.
Okay, speaking of loosey-goosey, slurring and purring, kitty cats, pussies.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want to talk about pussies?
Well, okay. We've done a lot of vagina quizzes on this show. We've done with Justin.
He hated it.
I think we did a clit quiz with Whitney Cicero. Is that right? Did we do some sort of a clit quiz?
I think we talked about the clit.
We talked about the clit at some point.
You've never talked too much about it, I think.
I just feel like I have a vagina.
Oh, yeah?
Kelly has a vagina, right? I think.
You haven't seen it? I guess you never have.
I've seen the top.
You've seen like the you've seen my vulva.
I've never seen.
Have you seen my vulva or just my mom's Venus?
I think I've just seen your vulva. But when I look up vagina stuff,
we lost whoever was listening.
Good.
That'll do it.
Not pictures of vagina stuff, but when I look up facts about vaginas, I don't get it right. And I'm like, I've had one my whole life.
Oh, right. Yeah.
We've done a million quizzes about vaginas.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm doing a vagina refresh.
A vagina refresh. Is this the same thing as a vagina rejuvenation?
This is a vagina rejuvenation quiz. I'm going to call it.
No, that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The vagina, you know who had that?
Who?
Dolores on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
She got a new everything. She got a new butt. She got a new vagina.
She got a new everything.
I love Dolores.
Brandy Glanville got a little vagina rejuvenation.
Or is her name Brandy Glandeville? It's just talking about vaginas makes me think about your vagina, which makes me think about your Bartholin gland, which we've talked about on the show before.
Google it.
Google the Bartholin gland. Hers is clogged.
So I feel like you probably know more about the vagina than I do, but I did this quiz.
I've been around the bush.
Yeah, I've been around the bush. I just feel like this is a refresher course for our listeners. And for me, really, and I feel like you might know.
Well, and also, as I've bragged about before, no brag, but I'm taking a prenatal yoga teacher training course right now. So I'm learning about that as well, a little bit more intensively.
Okay. So for sex ed today, for health class, we're going to do the vagina refresh.
Refresh my vagina, Lindsay.
Kelly, true or bullshit? The vagina has several parts, including the labia and the clitoris. True or bullshit?
The vagina? That's bullshit.
That is correct. Can you explain why?
Because the vulva has various parts.
HEYOH!
The vulva is what you see on the outside. The vagina is only on the inside.
The vagina is a narrow muscular canal that connects the uterus and cervix to the outside of the body. The labia and the clitoris are part of the vulva, which is outside the vagina.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your labia. You think they're average size? Do you think they're big, small?
They're kind of big.
I don't know.
I think I have some flapping. We'll stop it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question number true.
They're normal.
Question
It's
number
fine.
true.
Question number
Is
that the answer?
Who knows? True or bullshit? The vagina has a standard shape and size. Everyone's actual vagina is about the same size.
I don't know what you mean by about the same size. I think people are different.
In the inside or the outside?
All over.
That is correct. Research indicates there's no standard size or shape of a woman's vagina.
Yeah. Don't put my vagina in a box.
It depends on your age. It depends on your height. All these things determine the dimensions of an adult woman's vagina.
I'm so glad we're talking about this.
Kelly, do you wear thongs?
No, I don't like something going up my asshole.
How often do you wear thongs?
Once a year.
Once a year. What is that special occasion?
It's probably like I'm going to someone's wedding and I'm wearing some kind of tight dress situation where I don't want to have like lines of seeing the underwear. And it's like, this is just easier for this particular specific outfit.
Okay. If you were a thong and you were in your asshole that one day of the year that you wear a thong, give me a little inner monologue of what that thong would be saying, doing, thinking.
Is this one of your questions?
No, I'm just curious.
This is. I've had half of a cocktail and now I'm getting creative.
Yeah,
okay, got
about
it.
Your thong.
It's getting a little warm in here. Ooh. We're moving to the left. Ooh, we're moving to the right. Oh,
this is you walking around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, I just gotta keep it together. Keep it together. Oh no, it is really hot. Oh, I'm stretching. Oh, stretching a little too much. Oh.
So you not wearing a thong is actually like you're saving the thongs.
I guess in a way.
You're saving the animals.
Yeah. Save the thongs.
Save the thongs. Okay. I like it. All right.
Yeah. It's just not my thing. I'd rather go with nothing, I feel like.
True or bullshit? Thongs may not be as hygienic as other types of underwear.
Absolutely. Because I'll tell you exactly why. Because as it sort of, first of all, it's getting lodged inside your butt, right? In between the cheeks. It's brushing right up against the outside bit. Well, the inside outside bit where the poop comes out. You could accidentally, just through your movement, you're dancing at the wedding, right? You're doing the electric slide.
Right.
You're doing a shout, and you're a little bit softer now, a little bit louder now.
Right.
It's moving. It's like flossing back and forth.
And what happens when it flosses back?
You get poop in your no-no spot, and you get a kidney infection like I did.
Do you think it's because you wore a thong?
No. I know exactly why I got the kidney.
We can save that for another episode.
We'll save that for our like heavily like medical episode.
But that's absolutely right. You can get a little fecal matter in your vajayjay, and that you can get a urinary tract infection. So keep wearing those thongs if you want to wear those thongs, but just be clean about it, and just know that you might get a little.
Just don't wear underwear.
Do you not wear underwear?
I wear full coverage.
Yeah, I feel weird if I don't wear underwear.
I like wearing underwear because it's absorbent.
Yeah, when I sleep like in a pair of underwear or a thong.
Same.
Even when I sleep,
even if I'm sleeping completely naked, I would if I could only choose one item of clothing, it would be my underwear.
Me too. It
feels
too
snug.
free.
It feels snug. It keeps. If there's any like just rogue liquid or this happens, girl. You understand.
Tell me what you know about the G spot.
The G spot. I think it's like.
This is a good question.
I know that it's an internal location.
Okay, so it's inside the body.
I think it's in the vagina.
Okay, she thinks it's in the vagina.
And I think it could be connected. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it connected to the internal clit?
Ah, interesting.
And because that's like the most like spot, that is actually like, maybe that's not true.
All right. Well, my next question is this. True or bullshit? The G-spot is a specific area on the vaginal wall.
Yeah, I think that's true. Well, I think people might use it in different ways, though. Might use that term.
Interesting. Well, it's actually false.
Okay.
And
can you tell me why?
This may come as a shock. But there's actually no evidence that the G-spot actually exists in women.
You got that from...
No, I looked at a few other sources.
Wikipedia, which is written by men.
No, I looked because I was like, there's no way. Like,
well, I can tell you that there is a G-spot, and it's been someone's knocked at that door, and it's a very specific spot, and it makes you come like instantly.
Okay, well, when I looked this up on 3 different sources, it says, and we've talked about this on the show, but in 1950, there was a German physician.
Okay, I'm not reading any, I don't believe any medical evidence from the Germans in the 50s.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
They
didn't know there was a clit until the 80s.
He came up with the G-spot in 1950. A German man named Ernst Grafenberg suggested that an area of the anterior vaginal wall is sensitive to touch, and the stimulation of the area can bring about orgasm. But there's been a debate ever since, and I read this on like Jezebel or something.
Oh, it's not the internal clit. It's the whatever the female equivalent of prostate gland is.
It says once lauded as a magic button and the ultimate female pleasure enhancer, an Italian scientist's recent report claims once and for all that the controversial G-spot is nothing but a myth and a really good PR campaign.
No, I don't believe
that. The study published in the journal Nature Reviews Urology by Emanuele Giannini, a professor of endocrinology and medical sexology in Rome, Italy, found that essentially the G-spot is just a sensitive area that's part of a larger pleasure center that includes the vagina, clitoris, and urethra, or as the study sexily put it, the clitorovaginal complex.
It's like the tri-state area of making you come.
It's the tri-state area of making you come.
Got it. Okay, but why does that mean that it doesn't exist just because it's a larger area than they anticipated?
I don't think every woman has a magic spot called the G-spot, is what they're saying. They're saying that inside of your body, there may be parts that are more sensitive than others, depending on where they are. But there's no magical...
There's this area, this tri-state area, that is more sensitive. So if you, under the right conditions, you would come.
But they used to say, if you put your fingers in the vagina and you do a come hither, everyone has a G-spot in the same spot. And they're saying that's not true. Like, everyone's different. Everyone's body's different. You can't put your fingers and do the come hither motion. Like, that's a myth. That's not real.
I hate what you're doing with your fingers right now.
Well, that's what they tell you.
I know.
If you can't find it, like, there's nothing wrong with you. Yours may be in a completely different spot.
And you might not be turned on by the person who's shoving their fingers inside of you.
But also, someone told us we all have the same thing in the same spot.
Right.
And that is not true. That is not true. Kelly, you should never leave a tampon in longer than blank hours.
Where did you get this information from the box?
Yes,
of tampons?
It is on the box.
Maybe they say like no longer than 12 hours, or maybe 8 or 10.
It is 8
hours. I've definitely left it in longer than that.
8 hours. I don't know if I've talked about this on the show, but remember peer counseling? I had a teacher who was like, a young, cool teacher that used to be like a cheerleader for a football, I've
heard this story.
And she was telling the girls in the class, or I think it was just girls in general in the class, but she was telling us like about this time that she pulled a tampon out. This is in middle school. She pulled a tampon out, and then when she pulled it out, another string came out, and she realized there was another tampon in her that she didn't know was in there. So be careful, ladies, and always check and make sure.
We need a trigger warning on this episode.
Really bad.
We really do. Yeah.
Real bad.
I didn't even say that into my microphone. We need a trigger warning on this episode, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Kelly, I have a question.
Yes, Lindsay.
We have heard that douching is not good for us.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it takes
Why?
Because it eliminates your like good bacteria.
And what happens if it eliminates our good?
You get a yeast infection.
Good job.
Oh, I know about that shit because I got a lot of yeast infections.
So it changes the pH balance of our body, which is something we always heard as women. But what does that even mean?
Well, we've talked about pH on this. We in like a science class many moons ago. We spoke about what pH is
in the vagina.
No, just in general.
Oh,
and I don't know what it is.
Well, I was like, what happens if we mess up the pH balance? Like, I've heard that a million times. I know that's why you don't douche, and I know our body cleans itself on its own. But what can happen? And so what I found out is that, like you said, bacterial vaginosis.
Yeast infection.
You can get different vaginal infections. You can also get pelvic inflammatory disease, also known as PID.
That sounds really fucking painful.
Which is an infection in the uterus, fallopian tubes, and or the ovaries.
Oh, that's so deep in.
I know. And
yikes.
Research has found that women who douche may have a 73% higher risk of getting PID. Okay.
Oof. No, thank you.
And then I found out that you can also have pregnancy complications.
Oh, wow.
Women who douche more than once a week have more difficulty getting pregnant than those who don't douche. And douching may increase the risk of ectopic pregnancy as much as 76%.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
So thank you, Summer's Eve.
Also
go back to 1970.
To developing cervical cancer.
Of course.
Unbelievable, right?
Unbelievable, the things that we do.
Well, that was Refresher JJ.
Thank you for that. Woo, I feel
good for JJ rejuvenation.
I feel super rejuvened.
Yeah.
All right, Lindsay, are you ready for my pop quiz for you today?
I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie.
Nervous? Don't be nervous.
Talk to me.
All right. So a couple weeks ago on Flag Day, if you recall, we spoke about the United States of America and our beautiful flag.
Yes.
And what did the stars represent again?
The stars represented the states and the stripes represented the colonies.
I'm so proud of you. Very good.
Great.
Yes. So, Lindsay, okay. Wait. Hold on. Where's my fucking shit? Behind the scenes. Where's my quiz?
I don't know.
Where did I write it? Oh, got it. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. All right, Lindsay.
Yes.
So that's going to tie into our first question of this quiz. This quiz is a boarding pass or fail geography quiz.
Oh, no.
Alaska versus Hawaii. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. All right. I hear you. I see you. I receive it.
Are you ready for this?
Maybe. I don't know.
Lindsay, number 1. And now you realize the answers are only Alaska or Hawaii. You get it?
Alaska or Hawaii. Got it.
Number 1. Last state admitted to the United States. The last star put on Betsy Ross's flag.
I gotta say Hawaii, right?
Ding, 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 ding.
Great. Okay,
Very good. But Alaska was the second to last.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or, as some might say, the penultimate state to be.
Interesting. Penultimate.
Yeah. Number 2. Which state was purchased for $7.2 million? $7.2 million.
Oh. $7.2 million.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money. So I feel like it's one of the later.
Well, it's only Alaska or Hawaii.
Oh, shit. I know.
And I did reiterate the fact that this was just
$7.2 million was it Alaska or Hawaii? And Hawaii was the last. I'm going to go with Alaska.
Ding, 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 ding,
oh, I got it right.
Alaska.
Yay.
Number 3. This state was sold to the U.S. by another country. Oh, wait, that's the same answer. Never mind. That's obviously Alaska.
Why?
Well, because you know that Alaska was purchased, so it obviously was at least that one. Yeah.
That's smart.
I shouldn't even have said anything.
What was it bought by? It was bought
my
from
next
Russia?
My next question is which country?
Was it Russia?
Yes.
Yay.
Wow.
I could see Russia from my house.
Oh, yeah. That's Sarah Palin. Yeah, I got it. Number 4. Largest industry in this state is tourism. The largest industry. That is correct. What is Alaska's largest industry? That's their second. That's the penultimate. I just learned what penultimate means, so I'm excited. It means the next to last.
It's not packaged ice. That would be too easy.
That terrible racist joke about selling ice to Eskimos? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, I never heard that.
Oh, you're just talking about someone who's like a really good talker, like he could sell ice to an Eskimo.
What is it? Fishing poles.
No, it's gasoline or petroleum.
Petroleum.
Yeah. Number 5. Among American states, this state has the lowest percentage of white Americans, barely a quarter of the population.
Hawaii.
That is correct. Yes. Number 6. This state was a sovereign monarchy ruled by a queen.
Hawaii.
Yes. Very good.
I didn't know that.
Yes. The monarchy was overthrown and America stole Hawaii.
Whoa.
Very interesting stuff.
Wow.
Very fucked up. I'll give you a little history because I find this very interesting. And a lot of people don't know it. And I only really learned this when I went to Hawaii to visit our friend Bijan, who's from Hawaii. And I went to this awesome museum, which is called, what the fuck is it called? It's called like, I'm going to find it because it's interesting. It's a palace. It's like the old palace that's now a museum, Iolani Palace.
Wow.
And I learned some history. That was the palace where like the royalty were, the queen was living. And I think they kind of like the American military like starved them out in there, like basically made them like abdicate the throne.
Wow.
So they didn't kill her, but then she had to like leave the palace.
I didn't know that.
So on January 24th, 1895, her name, I'm going to butcher this, but her name was Queen Liliuokalani. She was forced to abdicate the Hawaiian throne, officially ending the deposed monarchy. Attempts were made to restore the monarchy and oppose the annexation to the U.S., but with the outbreak of the Spanish-American War, the U.S. was like fucking like, I don't know, just balls to the wall, like crazy. And they were like, no, we're taking you too. So they took Hawaii. And then her brother, she had succeeded her brother, Kalakaua.
Malakaliki is a plain to say.
Is that from South Pacific?
No, it's from
anyway,
Christmas Vacation.
She lived and we lost all of our viewers. Anyway, number 7.
Yes.
Which one has more coastline if you add it all up? More coastline.
Alaska?
Yes, because it's fucking huge.
It's huge.
Alaska's huge. Alaska actually has more coastline than the rest of the United States combined.
What?
That's what something on the internet said. Alaska, so including islands, Alaska has 33,904 miles of shoreline. But the estimated tidal shoreline, including islands, inlets, sounds, and bays, is closer to 47,000 miles.
Wow.
Hawaii only has 750 miles of combined coastline. And so Alaska's first, and then the only ones besides Alaska that has more than Hawaii are Florida and California.
Yeah, we did a California-Florida quiz once, and we talked about coastlines.
Yeah.
And California had a bigger coastline than Florida? I
Go back and listen and let us know. Number 8, Lindsay, has the highest percentage of males than any state. Hawaii or Alaska?
I think it's Alaska.
It is Alaska.
All those fishermen and those little...
52% of Alaskans are men.
Wow.
When it's usually like, in a lot of places, it's 52% are female or 51% or a little over 50.
Interesting.
Yeah. Number 9, which state's highest mountain is 20,310 feet?
I'm going to say Alaska.
That is correct. Do you know what it's called?
No.
Denali, previously known as Mount McKinley.
Oh.
So Denali is like, I think, an indigenous word, native Koyukon language.
Wow.
It means the tall one, Denali.
And it is very tall indeed.
Yes, it is. The peak is so tall, it often creates its own weather.
Wow.
It is the highest peak in North America.
Wow.
And is both the third most prominent and third most isolated peak in the world.
Wow.
What's the highest point in Hawaii? Its peak is 4,207.3 meter. Oh,
Fuji.
13,803 feet above sea level, making it the highest point in the state of Hawaii and the second highest peak of an island on Earth. It's called Mauna Kea.
Mount Akea.
No, Mauna. Like M-A. I don't know if I'm saying it right. M-A-U-N-A. New word, K-E-A.
All right.
Last question, Lindsay.
Yes, tell me.
No, two more questions.
Okay.
Next to last question, Lindsay.
Yes.
In which state is it illegal to own a snake? Illegal to own a snake.
Alaska?
No, it's Hawaii.
They protect
actually.
The
yes. Well, they protect their native, because it's such an isolated place. They don't want to introduce some non-indigenous species that will be invasive. And
it makes sense.
Yep. This is your last question.
Okay,
Lindsay. Which state is the widest state in America? The widest, like from east to west.
I would think it would be Alaska.
It's actually Hawaii.
Wow.
If you measure,
islands?
because if you measure them from east to west, you'll total 1,500 miles, making Hawaii the widest state in America. And just behind it is Alaska at around 808 miles east to west.
Cool.
And that was
Hawaii, Alaska.
Hawaii. What did I call it? Hawaska.
I've never been to Hawaii.
I went there once. It was just as magical as people say. And I've never been to Alaska. I kind of want to go, but I also don't like to be cold. So
I went. It was beautiful, but I did like a Seattle to Alaska cruise.
Okay. How was it?
It was awesome.
It's beautiful.
It's
absolutely gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
Magic.
But Hawaii, I didn't see Hawaii in my near future.
Oh, okay. Am I invited?
Sure, if you want to come.
But not in the vision that you just...
No, I just think that's going to be one of my next.
Okay. Well, when you see it, do you see me next to you on the beach?
Well, now that you said something, I was just seeing me there. I wasn't
really... go alone?
No, I wasn't thinking about...
Let someone go with you.
I wasn't thinking about... I was just like, I think that's one of the next places I'm going to go.
Okay, good. I just don't want you to envision like these nice big... vacations without me because I'm not codependent or anything. I just like want to go on vacation.
Right. Well, that's the end.
Anyway,
of this episode.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, if we go to Hawaii, we'll make sure we continue doing episodes even though we're out of town. It might be a while though.
Why are you promising that?
I don't know.
What if we want to climb?
Just trying to be loyal.
Throw you in a volcano.
We love you guys.
Thanks for being here.
Happy Pride Month.
Yeah.
If we haven't said that before this episode. Hug your gay friends and tell them that you love them. And tell Bank of America to like fuck off just because you say you support Pride doesn't mean you're like a good corporation.
Ooh, is there such thing as a good corporation?
We don't know, actually.
Interesting.
Email us at fuimsmarter@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Instagram at Kelly and Lindsey.
Lindsey with an E-Y.
What else? Oh, watch us on YouTube Live. The link is in our bio on the Instagram.
That's all I have to say.
We love you.
You said it.
You're great. School day's over. Bye.
Bye.